place at 8. Okay. Alright. Gotta go. Well, I'm glad you called. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, precious. How you doing, baby? Happy Monday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya, when you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe, guys. Look at some of the videos, and if you see any of them that you like, just hit share. I'm going to take you to the channel today. Yeah, because for some reason you finding it hard to get to it. So I'm about to show you how to get to it today so that maybe we can be connected a little bit. Yeah, so let me see. We're going to go to search. You see that right there? That's my name. Yep, I look at myself a lot. Yeah, that's my name right there. So we're going to go down Shakenya. And it's spelled Shakenya. Who is this right here? Can you see the TV? Yeah, because today I'm going to take you to the channel. And I just want y'all to look at a couple things. I hope y'all can see it. It's so far away, huh? I can't get you no closer, I don't think. So hopefully you can hear it and see it. So we're going to go to my channel. And I just want to look at a couple videos, guys. I was really emotional the other day, as you can tell. And I told you that was going to happen whenever I revisit Plan A and Plan B, right? And that's what we did. One of the DMs was wanting to know how we would have been millionaires right now in this 5-year span. And so I had to break down Plan A, which was this massive, elaborate plan, but it was all obtainable and it was all doable. And we were actually working on that. So cleaning up, trying to get my life this weekend, I cleaned up a lot of stuff, threw a lot of stuff out, and I ran across some of the flash drives that I had been looking for that had some of the footage that we were using for the trailer, right? I know. So when I tell you I was so emotional this weekend, let me see if I can bring you closer so you can sort of see it. Can you see it okay? How can we do this? Let me see. A couple of these books down here kind of hold you up a little bit. Can you see? I don't think you're going to be able to see over there TikTok too well. I'm going to try. Yeah, when I get famous, y'all, I'm going to have a whole production team doing this type of stuff. All right, calm down. Calm down. Okay. Can you see? And I don't know what to do about you over here, TikTok. I'm going to try to bring you closer. Okay. So, y'all, we're just going to look at a couple things, not many. Now, you know I have a radio show, which is Motor City Radio. I know y'all tired of seeing my award, but y'all know I got to show it every chance I get. I won this last year for the longest running show on the Vent Network. So make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel, Vent Radio. Yeah, get a closer look TikTok. So this is a lost file. Remember I told you one of my girls to learn how to use the camera. So I bought a nice little Canon camera. And I gave it to him, told him to figure it out. So this is the oldest one figuring it out. So she figuring out the focus. These are all behind the scenes bloopers, you might as well say. None of this hit the light of day until now. And I'm not going to bore y'all with the whole thing. That was Gina K. I think that's her name. She was our guest. See her zooming in. She figuring out that camera. That's how my children were. I would just throw them something and they'll just pick it up. So y'all, that's the Motor City Radio. Yeah, that brought me to tears. It did. Because it put me right back in that place, in that studio at that time. This right here is Attitude Adjustment. This is an event that we held for black men. That's Mr. Otis Bellinger. He's talking about his program. He has a youth program. He deals with young men, mentoring program. So we work very closely with him. Right now he's just talking about his program. See Sandman up there. You see Malik Shabazz in the back. We had James, Councilman James Tate on that platform. We had a whole bunch of black men, positive men on that platform. This is a day just set up for just men. And then I was able to speak. Yeah, I don't want to bore you with that, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it.
Only programs left in Michigan that specifically does the jail tours for children between the ages of 12 and 18 years of age. And that free and post counseling with the parents and the children is one of the things she's committed to doing. She's been doing so. I'm going to let her present her 2 certificates quickly, but also I want to make sure that I present her with her certificate of recognition, because without that program, Empower Mentoring couldn't continue to do the work that we do. Alright, and so we recognize the 2 names.
Alright, how y'all doing today? First of all, I'd like to give a honor to Christ who's the head of my life, because I don't know how y'all feel when these brothers took us to church. And because like, it's a little intimidating to sit at the table with these brothers here, but you did so. I would like to thank, I know we mentioned X and Brother Fund, but I'd like to thank Ken Williams as well, because this is their brainchild. I work with Manpower Mentoring on behind the scenes, but this is what these gentlemen came up with to celebrate our black men. And I would like to give a shout out. This is me speaking. This is me in front of a live audience speaking about my youth program to everybody that's on the panel and everybody that was in our audience. Not gonna bore you, but just a little, see what this type of stuff I do. This is what my life consists of. This is what I've dedicated my life to do, giving back to the community, helping our people. And this is just one of the events that we had that my children were a part of, as far as helping us set up, being a part of, hostess, and whatever we needed. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. That's why coffee and conversation is so important to me. Okay? Now, this right here has really brought me to tears, because this is some of the outtakes from the trailer. The trailer that I was putting together for my book, Dysfunctional Family Knot. Yes, I wrote a book. And if you wrote a book, you know how hard it is to write a book. You know how much work it entails as far as writing it, sending it off, getting it back. So I wanted people to read this book. It's loosely around my life. It talks about a lot of dysfunctions that were going on in my family. It talks about some things that I got through, right? So I wanted the trailer to kind of resemble the book, give you a little brief of what might be in the book if you purchase the book, right? So we're putting together a trailer, and it took me a long time to film the bits and pieces that I did film, because I filmed them years apart from each other, because I wanted my children to fit the role of the part that I wanted them to play in the trailer. So this is a little bit of the beginning of what would have been the beginning of the trailer, because I have to trash all of this now, and I have to come up with a different concept because of the baby's absence. So I can't use none of this, right? So these are lost files from, I'm sorry, y'all hear the anger in my voice. I'm so irritated. Irritated ain't even the word, baby. But this is one of the bloopers, outtakes of the trailer. Action.
Buy her the stocks. Yeah. Is she free on the 19th?
Yeah.
Okay, if she's free on the 19th, but you know she's not flying out for less than $10,000. I got it.
You got it? Okay. You was doing good. Okay. You could have kept that conversation going. And keep in mind for y'all, we got to go this way in order to get in. action, you start off by saying it.
Right after he does, because he gonna forget everything. Right.
So after I say she not.
I'm like, yeah. After I say yeah, I'm like, but you know you gotta be at the club out there.
Okay.
So then after I say 10,000, would I just walk into the plane with y'all?
Yeah. That was the baby in question, right? Working on the project with her mommy and her brother and her sister and her uncle. Did that sound like a child that wasn't happy or a child that wasn't feeling comfortable or wanted to be with us? Or do you see anything we're doing wrong? Anything that you feel a dad might think is not good for their daughter and their daughter couldn't be a part of it? So let me fight her to no end and turn this baby against her. Did you see anything in that video that might make you feel some kind of way or think that I'm not doing something right? Did you? You did see it though, didn't you? Yeah, that's the child in question. And you see how she took charge? You see how she knew that they knew the vision? They knew what I was trying to pull off and what. Fix it. Jesus, do you know how hard it is to get your children to see your vision? Do you know how hard it is to get your children to work with you? Do you know how hard it is to fix it, Jesus? Fix it. Fix it. Another outtake from the trailer for Dysfunctional Family Knot. And action.
This one law, we will be arriving in Miami at around 5:02 p.m. The weather is partly cloudy.
Okay, stop. You see how much fun we was having? That's one of the outtakes. That was from yesterday. This is the last outtake I'm going to bore y'all with. That's my little brother Jay in the front.
Goddamn, man.
That was the oldest daughter filming. It was quick. I apologize for the explicit language. But we was having fun working. That's what we do, right? That's what we were doing. I miss that so much. When I tell you I was an emotional wreck this whole weekend. Just looking at the videos. Sorry, y'all. Put y'all together right here. Give me a second. Because today I'm going to introduce y'all to another manipulation tip. I know. I don't even know if we talked about it or not. I'm quite sure we mentioned it in your 9th grade year. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have no team. I ain't famous yet because y'all ain't sharing my damn videos yet. But when y'all do that, then I have a team setting up my cameras and stuff. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Well, y'all did not tag the glasses, but y'all already know Miss Ford's Boutique is right here where our office is located, Grand River and Greenfield. Wait a minute. Some of y'all look a little twisted. But she down there with a daycare at. Hey, Charlika, I ain't seen you in a minute, boo. How you doing? Okay, y'all ain't gonna bore y'all too much longer. Yeah. Okay, can everybody see? Everybody present? Okay. So, yeah, do you see the videos? You see us working together as a family? Because I know a lot of y'all, I just come on here because I tag all followers. Some of y'all don't come back to the page. Some of y'all don't follow. So I knew this would be a perfect time to get y'all attention, not only to have you see what the channel looks like, see some of the content that you will see if you subscribe to the channel, but also I wanted you to see us as a collective. I wanted you to see us cooperating with each other. I wanted y'all to see us working together with each other. I wanted y'all have to see that, right? Because it's very important. Because a bad picture has been painted of me, right? Why would anybody do that? Yeah, you don't get along with your baby mama and your baby daddy, baby. They painting such an ugly picture of you. It's ridiculous, right? Especially if they're bitter, especially if they're mad, scorned, haven't healed, haven't gotten over the relationship, haven't gotten over you. Yeah, they can poison the waters. If you have children, yep, they can plant seeds and poison the water with the children. They can turn people against you. Yep, I thought I had friends on his side of the camp. Yeah, you're supposed to have friends. You're supposed to be friends with the spouse, the girlfriend, the boyfriend. Y'all should have a good relationship, good rapport. You should still be friends with the family. If you was going to the sister to get your hair did, you should still be going to the sister to get your hair did, right? If you was hanging out with the cousins, you still should be hanging out with the cousins. Just because y'all broke up, y'all still family because y'all have children, right? I would go over there and sit on the porch and talk to the wife. I would play with his son. I miss his son just as much as I miss my daughter. I got a picture of his son on my dresser right next to my daughter. I look at him every day just like I look at her. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Yeah. So to know that somebody will cause so much destruction, you got to have reasons why you would do that. You got to have reasons why you will remove a child. You got to have reasons to put poison. And I can't even think of a reason why you will poison a child against their mother or their father. What type of life is that for them? How are they growing up seeing everybody else with their mama and their daddy and they don't see their own mama and daddy? How do you think they feel walking around with so much hatred towards an individual that they're supposed to love so much? Manipulation tips. So yeah, I got to trash all of that. And it was some good footage too. Yep, I was going to take it to a professional company and had them put it together. But yeah, I did all that myself. Creativity of it all, producing, setting it up. We was at the city airport. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. What if we was able to complete that trailer for the book? You don't think more people would have bought the book if they would have seen the trailer? Completed. Yeah, I think a lot of people would have bought the book. Yeah, I got people buying it now, but I bet you if they would have seen the trailer, I would have made it so intense, you wouldn't have had no choice but to get you a copy and wonder what's on the inside, right? It's been 5 years without her in my life. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine not having your mom for that stint of time? Because all I can think about is when people get in trouble or something go wrong, the first person they call is their mama. So to know that she's not calling on me or to know that she don't feel as if she can, that tears me up to no end. Yep, because I do anything for my kids. Yep, and I'm proving that on many different occasions. Yep, I don't have to step to somebody for my son, he'll tell you. You don't play with my kids, right? So to know that I'm there for them and for her not to know that I'm not there for her in that way leaves you to wonder what's been done, what's been said, who said it, right? And why, right? Those questions that I had you set up in your 9th grade year when you first set up your board. You had your victims, you had your suspects, you had your questions, you had all the reasons why somebody would do something like that. You had your people that was guilty by association. That's why this is set up like a crime scene. Yeah. Yeah, when you destroy a parent, destroy a relationship, assassinate their character, yeah, this is a crime scene. When you remove a child from a parent and there's no abuse or neglect, do we look like we being neglected on there? I think the baby had on the mink too. I had on a full-length mink. Baby had on the mink. Yup. I wear Movado every day. I wear Allure. You know, I mean, and that's not all about money. But you got to prove that there's poverty. You got to prove that somebody is fit to take care. You got to prove that a child is not being taken care of. Did it look like we were in poverty, or did it look like she wasn't? Her hair was even done. I mean, fix it, Jesus. We was filming. Lord, fix it, Jesus. If I'm not the person for her to look to and look and be like and want to emulate, who is? Why wouldn't she want to be like me and look like this at 51? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Fix it. So manipulation tips that could destroy this project, the bonds, the relationship. What could be more important? How could removing her from our lives be better for her? When I tell you I ain't heard from my baby daddy since the day I dropped her off, I have not heard from him. Ain't that weird? Ain't that strange for somebody to have a child with somebody? When she was living with me, I talked to him or sent him a message because we rarely talked, right? So I would call, he wouldn't answer, I would send a text. So whatever I was going to tell him when he picked up the phone, I sent the text. So I tried to keep communication. Sometimes he'll respond, sometimes he wouldn't. Go figure. Go figure. And I would see him most Fridays when I drop her off because I would stay and talk to the wife. So if he was home, he would see me. He wouldn't come out. He wouldn't say nothing, but he would be there, right? But I would stay and I would talk to whoever's there. I would go across the street and talk to the auntie. I'd speak to the mom if she was outside. Fix it, Jesus. Yep. So many lives were ruined. 5 years ago, this is what we was doing. There wasn't no disorders. Bonds were tight. Relationships were close. 5 years ago, exactly. That's how we were. That's what we were doing. So how much damage can be done and nothing has changed in my life? Nothing was done differently. Nothing was done differently. I'm still doing the same thing I was doing 5 years ago, which is my youth program, Attitude Adjustment, my radio show, Motor City Radio. I'm working on the second book, and I'm promoting this book. I'm still doing painting and drywall, and I still got my cleaning company. I wish I knew what he was sheltering her from or what he was trying to take her away from or why he would think that taking her away was the best thing for her. The thoughts that go through my mind daily is unbelievable, right? So yeah, 5 years ago, we weren't sad. We weren't dealing with depression. We weren't dealing with any disorders. We was living our life. We was living our best life. We was filming for a book. We was living our best life. We was working on our family business, our cleaning company. Yeah, we wasn't sad. We wasn't depressed. Everybody was moving how they was supposed to move. Everybody was where they was supposed to be. Everybody was progressing. There was growth. Yeah, fix it, Jesus. So to think all things were done purposely by someone to destroy it. In my case, I know lies were told. So when I go back and look at my board and try to figure out what manipulation tips were used, I know lies were told. Yep. He told a few people that she was living with him. Why would somebody say that, considering that she was living with both of us? I'm taking her to school every day. How could you not acknowledge somebody that takes your children to school every day and picks them up every day? I don't care if it's just the bus driver that picked them up from the stop. Tell that bus driver thank you. Get that bus driver a present or something for Christmas, a card. Just the fact that they get your children to and from safely needs to be acknowledged, right? How do you not acknowledge a parent that does that? A parent that takes good care of your child. How do you not acknowledge, right? He was telling people she was solely living with him, and within a year, she was. So the fact that he did that, that's called staging the scene. So we do know that lies were told. That's one. We know that the staging the scene was done. That's two. Because now, you got to make that happen. You could only lie for so long. And that night, me and her got into it and she raised her voice. It was like she popped. It was like she was under so much pressure to tell me that she didn't want to live with me. Like it was so much pressure in that car. You could tell that he had to be pushing her to do this. And he had to make it happen because it was only 2 more years left of school. There's no way he would be able to take credit if that was his mission, if he wouldn't have got her out my house when he got her out my house. Because if she would have stayed those last 2 years, he can't take all credit for that. Now he can take credit. He can say he did it all. He had to come and get her. He had to rescue her. If he wouldn't have rescued her, she'd end up just like how we are, depressed and all messed up. But we wasn't messed up 5 years ago. We wasn't messed up when she was in our life. We didn't have issues, right? That's called the after effect. That's the manipulation tip that they use after they've done all the things that they did to destroy you. And now the after effect of what has happened to you now. So now, yeah, we struggling. We going through it. We sad. My little brother just put up another post the other day. So sad. I don't know what to do. I can't do nothing but hug him. Yeah, that's it. I can't do nothing else. I can't do nothing else. Because he know about mental health because I taught him. So if that's something that he needs to do, that was something he was raised up under. That was part of my value system. That was part of the goals. That was part of, so he would have to take it upon himself to go and get help. There's nothing that I can do. It's nothing nobody can do, right? But it could have been prevented because we wasn't dealing with that when the baby was in our life. When we were all together as a unit, as you saw in the video, we had each other to lean on. My children, you seen the baby step in and give her insight? I trusted all my children's insight. Because I put so much in them, can't get nothing but good out, right? So I would rely on their input. I would listen to their advice. I would give them a part to play. They were able to tell me how they felt, and they were respected for how they felt, right? They were acknowledged, right? So I don't know why nobody would take a child from that type of environment. Yeah, so to know that The stage was set, meaning he told everybody she was living with him until she finally was. Manipulation tip. Not acknowledging me is a manipulation tip. Yeah, remember I told you they won't acknowledge you, they won't mention you, they won't say nothing about you to nobody. Somebody seen her in public and asked how I was doing. She was like, oh, my daddy fine. Why would she not acknowledge me? What have I done to make her so mad and angry to where she wouldn't even acknowledge? That's so disrespectful. Fix it, Jesus. But the girl that you see in the video is the only person that I know. And that's when you use that mirror effect. And remember, we talked about the mirror effect in your 9th grade year, right? So when you get the mirror, use the mirror effect, you get the pieces that's broken. When they all broken and shattered, you get the happy funhouse mirror effect. When everything is looking strange to you, you get the mirror effect when the opposite is on the other side of the mirror. So when you use that mirror effect, all that takes place. I've seen everything. I've seen the good and everything that I put into my kids. I've seen that. And then just up until 5 years ago, I see everything that I don't want to see. Just within these 5 years, I've seen everything that I tried to shelter them from. Just within these last 5 years. You got to understand that can't be coincidental that everything has happened within 5 years. You got to think about it at some point. At some point, you got to stop and just can't say that it was going to happen anyway, or they were going to do this anyway, or they were going to be exposed to that anyway. You can't say that because I'm a conscious parent. And I did everything I could to make sure they didn't see certain things. I made sure they were sheltered from certain things. So to know that they've been exposed to everything just within the last 5 years, that's man-made, baby. That's man-made. So the second one, staging the scene, we talked about that. Wanted to live with him, staging the scene, blah, blah, blah. Start the question if it didn't happen. The comment she made. I know somebody. The next one was the comment that she made, which lets me know that she had an inappropriate relationship with somebody over there, right? Inappropriate relationship is when they're talking to your child about parenting concerns. They're talking to your child about things they don't like about you. They're talking to your child about things they should be talking to the other parent about, right? That's an inappropriate relationship. Now they've created an alliance against you, right? You and the baby mama or baby daddy should have a united front. It's y'all against the kids, right? Kids shouldn't be able to just tell you one thing and the other parent don't know. You should be able to talk to the other parent about what the child said. The child should know that they can't get nothing over on you because y'all both are in such communication and talk so much to where they know they can't play you and they can't run game, right? But when a child knows that y'all don't talk and y'all don't communicate, they use that to their advantage and they themselves become manipulators, right? And they pretty much manipulate and run the whole circuit. Because they'll tell you one thing, and then they'll tell the other parent something completely different. And considering y'all not going to fact check, it's going to be what it is, right? Fix it, Jesus. That's too much power for one child to have, right? That's why I tell you, don't pass messages to the child, through the child. Yeah, call that parent directly and tell them whatever it is you got to say to them, right? So when she made the comment, I know somebody was talking about me to her. She said, just because her grandma and her dad do what they do for her, I don't neglect my responsibilities as a parent. Yeah, that came out her mouth. She couldn't have been no more than about 12 years old when she said that to me. Because I told her no for something. So that right there lets me know that they don't tell her no. So that's another manipulation tip. When they don't never tell the child no, they allow the child to do whatever, even knowing that you raising that child with discipline and structure. They'll do it deliberately just to undermine you. That's a manipulation tip. Yep, so for her to say that to me, somebody had to be telling her that. She made another comment, said, the grandma said, I don't be there in no way. Where, I don't know where she could have was talking about. I don't know what they could have been talking about for a grandmother to say that I don't be there anyway, right? First of all, you plant a seed. You say that enough times, somebody's going to believe it, right? But how can you say it when that person that you're talking about is taking a child to school, picking a child up, taking a child to practice, picking a child up, taking a child with them when they go clean, taking a child with them when they go to the radio show, taking a child with them? How could you say a person is not there if that child is with them everywhere they go? Why would a person say that? Why would an adult say that to a child? Planting seeds, right? And the next thing she said, I picked her up one day and the baby got in the car and said, the grandma said, what am I doing there? What do you mean, what am I doing there? I'm picking up my child. Why wouldn't I? Fix it, Jesus. Why would it be so much hatred coming from that mother? I ain't never did nothing wrong to her. I cussed her out in the book, but I apologized for that. And it was only one time. And it was because I had got so tired of them double teaming me. Him and the mama double teaming me. Right? So, fix it, Jesus. Fix it. She ran everything in my house. Me and my husband to make a decision, and he'll go talk to his mama, and it'll change to whatever the mama say we supposed to be doing. Fix it, Jesus. How you gonna run my house if your shit ain't right? Right? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Sorry, it's a Christian show, guys. So why would the grandma say that? Right? Fix it, Jesus. Then she would say that they fixing a room up for her at the grandma house. And I'm like, okay, that's cool for you to chill when you over there. You only right across the street from your dad, right? She say to live permanently. So I don't know if this is her dropping clues, bombs to give me a hint that this is what the conversation is about. I don't know if she trying to play me or if they playing me. I don't know who playing who at this point. Because I ain't did nothing to nobody. Remember when I told you fight fair, play fair? Yeah, I ain't double-crossed nobody. I ain't stabbed nobody in the back. I ain't turned nobody against nobody. I don't never talk bad about them people to that baby. And she can't never say that I have. Only thing that come out my mouth when it comes to them is how they doing. Everybody all right over there? Oh, okay. Or I'm calling the wife to see if she needs something from the grocery store. That's all you're going to hear from me, right? So she would say they fixing up a room. Why would they be fixing up a room for you to live with them and ain't nobody had no discussion with me? As if I just did not matter. As if I mattered. I didn't matter at all. I don't count. I don't matter. Why would you devalue me in that way? Why would you devalue your baby mama or your baby daddy in that way? And this is somebody that your child's supposed to be looking up to. This is somebody that your child's supposed to be loving, and this is somebody that your child's supposed to be respecting. I don't know what it's going to look like for your kids on Judgment Day. Because I bet you they mama and daddy ain't doing that to their mama and daddy. Right? So whatever they got that child doing to you, I bet you they ain't doing it to their mama and daddy. So I wonder what that's going to look like for your child on Judgment Day. When they asking them questions about their mama and their daddy, who they totally just disregarded and disowned. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. Fix it. The next one would be her. He probably told her don't call me for nothing. And I got that in my clues because when she would be over there, she didn't call me. Remember I told you when the child is with you, you make sure, it's your duty to make sure that child loves and respects the other parent. This is Monday, it's a lecture. You already know what time it is. It's your job to make sure that. So when that child is over there in your care, you're supposed to be telling that child to check on their mom and their daddy. See how their mom and daddy doing. Go check on your sisters. Call them. When she would go over there, she would never call me. So when we had that shit show of family meeting and the TT took charge of the meeting, that's what I wanted to tell y'all the other day talking about that family meeting. Do you know they ran that family meeting the same way I run my meetings at the Attitude Adjustment Youth Program? She had her little card. She had her little... Only person that know how I run that program is the baby. Fix it. Jesus. Why would she be against me? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Right? So, that shit show of a family meeting we had, right? The TT made a point and said, I was wondering why y'all would never, I would say, why y'all don't never call her mama for nothing, right? So that right there, I was able to put that down on my clues that every time she probably wanted to call me, he probably told her, don't call her, I got it. Don't call her, I got it, right? So you can do that so many times to a child and desensitize them from even calling you for nothing, right? So she don't call, she didn't call me. I would have to call over there to check on her, see if she needed anything. Yeah, she would never call when she was over there for the summer, for the weekend. I would always have to call. He always made me work harder than I had to work. Always. That's another manipulation tip. Making you work harder. You got it set up to come get the baby at a certain time. You call, they're not answering the phone. Stuff like that. You got to keep calling. You got to go over there just for them not to be there type stuff. Making you work harder than what you had to work. And that was just a small example. But you know you probably got baby mamas and baby daddies. That's difficult. Make you jump through hoops. Make you do stuff for no reason. Yep. You know what he would do? She had midnight golf. I sent him the information of midnight golf, right? Golf is something that he enrolled her in, but as a parent, you work with that other parent, right? So to support him in what he wanted for her, I gave him information for midnight golf, right? So she would have meetings on the weekends. He couldn't take her because he had to go to work, right? Now, mind you, I done ran her all week, back and forth to school and back and forth to practice for everything else. So time to take her Saturday. He don't never call. I got to call to find out if it's anything she got to go do, right? So
Yeah, I would have to take her. He would have information that it was canceled and wouldn't tell me. So he would have me drive all the way from the west side to over there on Mound Road just to find out that the meeting was canceled. He would do stuff like that. Fix it. Jesus. Oh, my God. Be careful who you have your kids by. Yeah, be careful who you have your kids by. Why don't you never call your mother? So, yes, you never know. And then another lie he would tell that I found out and put on there. She said like 4 or 5 times, didn't my daddy call you? Didn't my daddy tell you? So that right there, I know that he probably would tell her that he gonna tell me something and never told me. That right there is a manipulation tip, and that can cause real strife and grief in your relationship with your child. Because if your child is under the impression that you are aware of something and that you know something because the other parent lied and said that they told you, that child would be under the impression that you don't care. That child would be under the impression that you didn't bother to try to fix the problem. The fact that you didn't say nothing to the child, so that's a manipulation tip, because at the end of the day, you ain't know nothing about it. Why? Because that parent ain't never told you nothing. So that's some of the manipulation tips that could have been used to destroy that plan A to have to resort to a plan B. So think about some of those manipulation tips. I hope y'all not using them on y'all babies. Because the irreversible damage that is caused to your babies as a result of is massive. Yep. You got adverse effects. You exposing them to some things now that you was probably trying to shelter them from, right? So, fix it, Jesus. It's important that you and your baby mama work together. That's all I can tell you. Yep. Y'all got to work together for the sake of the kids. I done held y'all long enough. Let's shoot some of these waves out. Oh, somebody said thank you. Start back from when I was talking so you can redo it, so we can hear the rest of the video. Your mic has been cut off for a reason. Oh, so I hope y'all hope. Dang. Well, you know what I'm going to do, Instagram? I'm going to post the video. I can't hear you. They can't hear me on Instagram. So, y'all, I'm going to repost the video from Facebook so y'all can hear, okay? Dang, I don't know why that is. It probably was, I don't know. I hope y'all can hear me, Facebook, because I'm going to post this video on Instagram. Hey, TikTok. That was on here, too. Y'all know I'm trying to build that TikTok up. What you mean, how did I get custody, Melanie? She was my baby. I never lost custody. He just took her. One day she went over there, I dropped her off, and I just never seen her after that. Yeah, so whatever was brewing or whatever they were doing behind my back, they were coming up with an elaborate plan for her to get away, I guess. Because, yeah, that was it. Yeah, so I never lost custody. I had custody of her. Oh, thank you. Mwah. All right, y'all, I got to go. Oh, Toot, I ain't see you on there.